Okay, the governor quit working on this tractor, so I put a foot throttle on it. That's a temporary fix, so I could use the tractor until I can get the governor fixed. So I'm going to work on the governor now. This is how I found out that the governor is bad. That I proved that the governor was bad. This linkage right here, I took all that linkage off and started the engine. And when I was running the engine, this did not move. You should see this move if the engine's running, because the governor would be trying to function. It wasn't, so I knew the governor was bad. Now, to get to this governor, it's not easy. First thing I had to do, you see this thing right here? That's a hand crank bolt. I had to take that off so that I could get to this pulley. So you got to take the pulley off next so you can get to the governor housing here. So I'm not going to put that back on. This is what I'm going to do. I am going to put a bolt back in there. And if I ever had to work on this governor again, it'd be a lot easier to get it off, I'll tell you that. Because the only way you can get this thing off is you got to get an 18-inch crescent. That's the only tool that you're going to be able to get in there to pop that thing, to get that thing loose. Now, what I did was I put this 18-inch crescent on there, tightened it up as tight as I could, and I took a 3-pound hammer and just smacked on that crescent, and it loosened it up. Now, when I was working on this, I started turning this with the crescent, and I'm thinking, wow, that thing's turning. I got the tractor off, I got the brake set, I got it in high gear, and it's still spinning, and I didn't understand why, but then I figured it out. There's a lot of slop, there's a lot of gears in this thing, and there's a little bit of slop in each gear, and it all adds up, and this thing will turn a little bit before it finally stops, so don't let that worry you. So then I took this off. Now the next thing, I'm going to use the same washer. Then I'll put this back on when I go back with it. But now the next thing I got to do is get this pulley off. The only way you're going to get that pulley off, you can't fit a wheel puller in here. There's not enough room. So you got to get one of these wheel pullers, and I'll show you what this looks like. This is one of those Pittsburgh bolt type wheel pullers, and it's a bear getting this thing in there. There's not much room in here, so you have to put a washer on that bolt, and you can't put too big of a flat washer on it, otherwise you never get it in there. If you put a small enough one in, you can slip it in from this side and then open it up and then pull it around where it binds. So it's kind of hard to do this, but you can do it. Then you tighten up these nuts equally. Then this threaded rod that you use to put pressure on the crankshaft to pull this thing off, the only way you're going to get that in there, because it's too long, you got to slip it in through this hole right here where the hand crank is. Now when you get it in there, you can look and make sure that is straight and it's not leaning. So you keep an eye on that while you're tightening everything up and you're getting everything adjusted. And then the only way you're going to turn that is you got to put a vice grip on this. Now I don't want to mess up too many of the threads, so I put this vice grip as far back as I can, and I started turning on that vice grip, spinning this. Now this pulley, I can see that it's moving off now, so the pulley is going to come off. So later on I'm going to take a little 3-corner file, and I'm going to go around these threads and clean these threads up on this.